I'm going to start this with a little heads up. It's probably something you don't notice, but I reply to every comment on my videos typically. But seeing as I'm going to be talking about Sea of Thieves, I figured I will not be replying to every comment on this video. I may choose to, I may not, but I'm probably not. Reason being, every time I talk about Sea of Thieves, the Sea of Thieves audience attacks me, and I just don't have the energy for that. It's not worth my time. But I am going to talk about Sea of Thieves because I love the game, and Rare are an incredibly incompetent dev studio. It's quite obvious. And, well, the game has an incredibly awful audience. So we had the Season 8 reveal. For those who don't play the game, because this isn't my normal type of content, Sea of Thieves is a game where you play pirates in an open world, and it's a PvPvE game, meaning that you can attack any players, but there are also PvE things that you can do to, sort of diversify your journey and have fun. Nothing wrong with that. But due to decisions made by Rare and just the natural order of people, the game devolved over time into a PvP fest. And it wasn't the fun type of PvP fest. It was the type where you log in, people know, because it's been out for years now, people have figured out the spawn locations as you always spawn at one of the settlements. And as you sail out, they sort of peel from around the nearest sort of choke point, and they take you out because they're fully loaded and you've just spawned in, and they call you a bunch of profanities and leave, or they camp the key quest areas, and every time you try to achieve something in the PvP realm, they come out from around a corner and they attack you when you're already compromised. They call you a bunch of names and they leave. Now, that's not every player, but that is majority of players. And the audience for the game likes to think that they want PvP. And they've been begging for PvP, and the game focuses too much on PvE. That's what they'll say, and if you go and look on YouTube, that's what you'll see. The problem is they had PvP. It was called the Arena. It was an actual mode where you could opt into PvP, and you could fight other pirates, sort of in an even setting where everyone starts with the same thing, and, Bob's your uncle, have fun. It died. No one played it. It was like 20 people who played it. It died. It died so poorly that the devs removed that feature from the game because it just did not get used. And obviously then, once again, the audience went, oh, but it's all PvE now, we want PvP, blah, 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 and they whinged and whinged and whinged, and now we're getting what's called the PvP update in Season 8. And what they've done is they've basically made it so that players can hit a little switch that says, hey, I want a PvP, and another player can hit a switch that says, I also want to PvP, and then it'll teleport them into a little area on the map where they can PvP. Winner stays on the server, loser gets merged to another server to start again, so that there's no griefing or anything like that. Seems great on, on paper. My assumption, or prediction I should say, is that in a couple of months' time, this is going to be a dead feature where most players don't do it. And the reason being is there are players who do want PvP, but they are the minority. And there are players who want PvE, and they are probably a sort of 2/3 of the player base. And then the rest of it is half people who actually want PvP, and then half a bunch of losers who want unbalanced PvP. See, there's a difference between two people shaking hands and saying, let's have a duel, and sneaking up on players, taking them out, and getting that satisfaction of, look at me, I'm so good. I took out the new guy while he was below the ocean doing a quest and didn't even get to, retaliate. And unfortunately, majority of the players want that. They don't want the even footing. If they did, the arena would have been popular. This is just Arena 2.0. People will do it because it's new and interesting to start with, but it's not going to stay. It'll die out very quickly once people have farmed all the rewards, and then they've gone, yep, I've got what I needed, and that's it. It'll die out because when it's even, you have a chance of losing. And when you have a chance of losing, most people don't play because most players are losers and they don't want that even footing.
Discussing earlier with the partners, the battle bounds was something that came from our insider program. Again, we didn't have them planned, and we saw, crews running away and trying to, flee from combat, and that's where the battle bands come from, so that we kind of have this kill or be killed state for the two teams, and yeah, one team wins and the other one loses.
This is like a bonus question.
So as much as I want to, get all excited about this, and as much as I'm hoping that this sort of takes away some of those griefers, because they're not really PvPers, they're just griefing other players at that point, I don't think it will. And if you think I'm wrong about this, the game's been declining in players consistently for the last 12 months. Less than half, less than a quarter of what there used to be. I think there was something like 60,000 players in June, and now there's something like 12,000. Like, it's not good. It's so obviously, it's not just me. So you can get mad at me in the comments all you want, but the statistics and the facts about the game pretty much lay out the story. So don't get mad at me for speaking the truth here. The people who scream they want PvP, they just want to be able to grief other players. And the people who want to PvE are sick of being griefed. And the sort of 40 people in the middle who want actual, like, organized PvP, they're going to be stuck in waiting queues just like they were with the arena. It's not going to change. And there's even less players now than there were before to do it. So that's my thoughts about the new season of content coming to Sea of Thieves and the direction it's going. Huff some copium, and go wear out your fingers in the comments. I'm going to go do something else.